Oliver was only sad because he saw me putting on my shoes and he knew he wasn't going on an adventure with me. What we're doing now is going on a bit of a scouting mission. There's a couple locations that I want to scope out for potential exploration videos. You can't tell from Google Maps if they're still abandoned or not. From the sky and the ground, the pictures are taken at different times. So there's a good chance that some of these places may actually be in use and are no longer abandoned, or might not even be there at all. So we're gonna go check that out now. Unfortunately, for me to prove that I had a relative die and get bereavement time at work, I need to bring in an obituary. I guess there's been enough people that have lied throughout the years in every system to abuse it enough that that's the way it is now. Okay, so one location I couldn't find at all. The other one is gone. It's right here. On Google Maps, that was 2 buildings, and the larger one is now just shambles. So that's out. The other location I couldn't find. There's actually still a ton of snow throughout that neighborhood, and I know I have to walk down a path to find, I think it's just like an old abandoned garage area, but it looked kind of cool from the sky, but I couldn't find it. I couldn't find the place to park for it. The only thing I found was a church parking lot, and I'm 95% sure that's not the right place. And here's a third location that I was going to look into. This building here, can't even see it, is also a no-go. That building was completely destroyed last summer, and now there's all new windows in it, and there was some signage in the front of the storefront. So I guess they rehabbed that building. Wow, they're I'm 0 for 3 today. So I think I just checked out five locations now. Everyone was a bust. One I could potentially go back to. It's not too far from my house. I will have to take my bike because there's no place to park, and it's on the side of the road, and I can't fly the drone because there is literally an airport right across the river from it. But I'm kind of bummed out, and I still need to take Oliver for a quick walk, and I need to feed him and the cat. Just a depressing day, man. Well, with today being a complete bust, and this weekend in general being a big bummer, if you didn't catch it in yesterday's episode, I had a death in the family yesterday. Now, even though today's Sunday, you're not going to see this video till probably Wednesday now, maybe. So it's going to be a little out of whack, and I'm already going to be involved in all of the family stuff that I need to deal with this week, viewing and funeral. So I'm feeling defeated today, and when I'm feeling defeated, I'm sitting here trying to figure out what I can do for content. And honestly, I had nothing. Completely had nothing. And I look up over here and I see something. I'll show you what I saw. I look up and I see these hanging here. But these popped a thought into my head. They got me thinking about motivation and what motivates people to do different things in life. Those medals themselves, that's not my motivation. That's what gives me the motivation, the goal to keep going. Now, I've said this before. I know I'll say this again. I hate running. I hate it. I wish I didn't have to do it. And I don't have to do it. I make myself do it. And I will 100% say the main reason, the only reason I started to run was vanity. I took off my shirt, I looked down, I saw a big gut, and I wasn't happy with myself. I didn't run so I'd look good without a shirt on. I didn't do it for other people. I did it for me, so I guess it wasn't 100% vanity. It was I wasn't happy with myself, and I wanted to make a change. So I started running. I had no intentions of ever doing a marathon. I never thought I would do a half marathon. I honestly didn't even know what a 5K was. I had no idea. Just like most people, when you say 5K, they think that means 5 miles. 5K is 3.1 miles. So I started running. And then I saw that there's a race in town, right down the street from my house. So I signed up for it. And you know what? I loved it. I loved every second. I was in pain. I was sweating. I hurt. I'd only been running for a couple of months. But it gave me the motivation to keep going and to get stronger and to get faster and to get more endurance. And then I thought, I can do this. And then my friend says, hey, Scranton's going to have their first ever half marathon. I said, wow. 13.1 miles, that's a long distance. I don't think I could do that. I don't think I could physically run that far. And she's like, yeah, you could. You can do it. So I said, all right, we'll give it a shot. I signed up for it. You know what? I trained all winter. I ran it. I did it. So I do it every year. And that's the race I have coming up 1 week today. So I use these races as motivation, not just so I don't have a gut again. It gives me a good feeling inside. Like, I'll be running, and I'll be in the middle of like a training run for a marathon now, and I'll be 15 miles in, and I'll be hating my life, and I'll think to myself, why would I ever do this? This is the worst decision I've ever made in my life. And every time I run a marathon, I say I'll never do it again. And every time I'm training, I say this is the worst decision I've ever made in my life. And then I get home, I cool off, I get a drink, I get out of the shower, and I feel like, you know what? I'm glad I'm doing this. I'm glad that I just spent 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours running nonstop. I'm glad I was out there in the sun and the heat. It makes me feel good about myself. So that's why I do it. I don't run anymore to look good, and I curse running a lot. But I do it because it makes me feel good. It makes me feel better. Not just physically, like emotionally. I feel better. I said this in my So You Want to Be a YouTube Vlogger video. Get out of your comfort zone. Do something you wouldn't normally do. Push yourself. Set a goal. You know what? You're sitting on that couch and you decide that you're not happy with your body either? Do a couch to 5K. Just get up, walk around the block. That's where it starts. For me, there's a Pee Wee football field a couple blocks away. I would walk all over there with Amy, and I'd run a couple laps. I'd get 2 laps in, I feel like I was going to die. And it's a pee-wee football field, so it's not a full-size track. So 2 laps are not 800 yards. I would do 2 laps and I wanted to die. But I did it, and I stuck with it, and I kept doing it. And you know what happened? Eventually it got easier. Now, I'm not saying go out and run a marathon, but I went from not being able to do 2 laps around a pee-wee football field to running the New York City Marathon. I set a goal, and it gave me motivation and purpose to keep going. So set yourself a goal at something, anything, and just keep going. Just work towards that goal. And you know what? When you hit that goal, you're going to have another one in mind. You're going to go further. So just keep setting goals. It doesn't have to be anything big. I want to walk a mile. Go walk a mile. Next thing you know, you'll be out there running a race, medaling. That's all it takes. Just got to start. Anything. You want to vlog? Pull out your cell phone. Go out in public. Start talking to it. People are going to look at you. You're going to get embarrassed. Do it anyway. You want to learn how to play guitar? Get a guitar. It doesn't have to be a vintage Stratocaster. It could be a $75 LTD EC100. It doesn't matter. Just if you want to do it, you got to make a change. Be proactive. Get out there. Go get yourself a guitar. If you want to do something or you feel like you're not doing anything, make a goal. Set a simple goal that seems like it's just out of reach. Like it's right there, but you're not, you can't quite get it. You work at it. You know what? You're going to go past it. Your next goal is going to be bigger. The goal for that's going to be even bigger. Just keep going. If there's something that you want to do and you don't know how to do it, almost every one of us has that computer in our pocket. The information to do just about anything is out there, literally at our fingertips. Get the information you need, get out of your comfort zone, you set that goal and you accomplish it, and then you'll look back on it and be like, wow, I really feel good about myself. The best motivation you will ever have is yourself. You can't do anything unless you decide you want to do it. So motivate yourself to get out there and do anything. Tomorrow morning when you get up, think of one thing. One thing. It could be the smallest thing, but just think of one thing you never thought that you would do. Never in your lifetime. Just go out and do that tomorrow. Just something simple. On that note, we're going to wrap it up here for tonight. Get out there, get uncomfortable, do something great, do something fun, do something unexpected. Good night.